Hello, I'm John. If you didn't know, this is a video taken by Joanna. If you haven't got interest, you're going to find this very boring. So I've added some audio, try and fill up the blank space. Towards the end of the video, Joanna starts talking again. There's a link to this real estate listing in the description. It's €100,000. Please watch.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're looking at something that feels, well, like the ultimate reset button, right? A place where life slows down, maybe you wake up smelling fruit trees, the land is actually yours.
Exactly. And our source today is pretty detailed. It's a full exploration of a specific Bulgarian farmhouse and land package in a place called Village Osikovo. We're treating it like a real case study.
Right. So the mission here isn't just, oh, look, a nice house. It's about digging into how this specific setup, this dual plot estate blends lifestyle, the potential of the land, and importantly, the investment value.
And just to get the scale clear up front, we're talking about two separate plots, yeah. Together, they total 3,700 square meters.
3,700. Okay. So the idea is to give you a quick but thorough understanding if you're maybe thinking about rural enterprise or just holding a long-term land asset in the EU.
And the setting is key. Village Osikovo. The source describes it as small, safe, quiet, but also very, very real.
Real meaning?
Meaning it feels authentic, maybe traditional. It's got this specific layout. Apparently just one road in and one road out. There's a small local shop. That's about it.
So seclusion is built in. And the environment.
Yeah, it's surrounded by forests, low hills, lots of open land. The description really paints a picture of a private sort of valley.
Okay, let's break down the plots. The first one, the residential bit.
Right, the first plot, that's 1,500 square meters. And on it sits the main house. It's described as a traditional Bulgarian village home. Simple floor plan, pretty honest. 3 bright rooms, a small storage area, a bathroom, and a cellar underneath.
Okay, traditional. And is it ready to go, or is it a project?
Well, the source notes it's already connected to mains water and electricity.
Right.
So, it's immediately functional in that sense.
Functional. But let's be realistic, right? In a place this rural, how reliable are those mains utilities typically? Does the source mention anything about, like, backup power needs or water pressure issues?
That's a fair question. The material confirms the connections exist.
Yeah.
The big step, right? The infrastructure is there. But yes, it stresses the need and, frankly, the opportunity for renovation.
Opportunity. Okay.
Yeah, you'd likely want to update the internal systems. But the potential is clear. Transform it into a really charming full-time home or maybe even a guest rental. That location could be a draw.
And the land with that house, the 1,500 square meters, it's not just empty space, is it?
No, not at all. This is where the lifestyle part really kicks in. The garden is established. We're talking decades-old fruit trees, apples, plums, peaches, cherries. Right, already producing.
Wow. Okay.
Plus, there's a row of grapevines mentioned. So you can imagine making your own wine or maybe rakia, the local brandy.
Right.
And there's still space noted for things like raised beds for vegetables, maybe greenhouses, keeping chickens, proper self-sufficiency potential.
So that first plot is the home, the immediate lifestyle, the garden. Got it. But you said dual plot. Here's where it gets interesting, right?
This is where it shifts gear, yeah. About 50 meters away, down a grassy track apparently, you find the second asset. And this is where the potential for a business, for an enterprise, really lies.
Okay. Tell me about plot number 2.
So this was bigger, 2,200 square meters. And the main feature here is, well, it's massive, a 600 square meter farm building.
600 square meters, that's huge.
It is. Cavernous is the word used. And crucially, it has its own separate gated entrance from a rural track. Completely independent access.
So your home life and any business are totally separate.
Exactly. And these types of buildings, often from the collective farm era, were built tough. Proper, sturdy infrastructure.
Right, built for serious use. What about utilities for this big building? That's vital for any business.
Yep, key point. It already has electricity and running water connected. Plus, and this is important, it has its own private well.
Ah, a private well. That feels essential out there. Why specifically?
Well, you mentioned reliability concerns earlier, right? Even with mains water, having your own well provides water security, independence. It cuts costs if you're doing anything agricultural, and it's a critical backup, especially given there are also accommodation spaces attached.
Wait, more accommodation attached to the farm building?
Yeah, 2 additional separate accommodation areas attached to the main 600-meter structure.
Okay, so that changes things. You could have staff on site or guests or maybe caretakers or even rent them out separately.
Precisely. Huge flexibility. Think about it. Live in the house, run a business from the massive building, and have separate spaces for staff, visitors, or rental income, all distinct.
This whole dual plot setup,
Yeah.
it feels quite unique from an investment standpoint.
It really is. You're essentially getting two complementary assets in one package. This offers some real advantages. Well, potentially legal and tax advantages. Keeping the residential plot, the 1,500 meter AHR, and the commercial plot, the 2,200 meters, so with the big building, potentially under separate titles, or at least managed distinctly. It allows for clearer accounting. Business expenses stay with the business asset.
I see. So you can separate personal and business finances cleanly.
Right. And depending on the enterprise, the land size and setup might make the owner eligible for certain EU agricultural subsidies or potentially benefit from Bulgaria's flat tax rate on corporate profits, which is quite attractive.
Okay, that's a critical layer. It's not just land and buildings, it's a potential financial structure optimized for the region.
Exactly. And we have to talk about the price point context. The source is clear. This whole package, house, garden, massive farm building, second plot of land, extra accommodation, utilities connected, private well is priced under 100,000 euros.
Under 100,000 euros for all that.
Yeah. You have to compare that. Try finding equivalent land size and infrastructure, say in Western or even Central Europe. You'd be looking at multiples of that price, 3-4 times higher, easily. And likely needing just as much renovation, potentially without the same tax benefits.
So the value proposition is tied heavily to the specifics of the Bulgarian rural market.
Very much so.
But okay, let's address the potential downside of that remoteness. If it's so quiet, so contained. What about logistics? Access? Finding skilled tradespeople for those renovations? Is it too isolated?
That's the natural question, isn't it? The source does provide some context on connectivity. The key seems to be the nearby town of Popovo.
Right, Popovo. How far is that?
About 20 minutes drive. And it's not just a village, it's described as a medium-sized town.
Meaning it has.
Meaning it has the essentials.
Mm-hmm.
Hospitals, banks, which you need if setting up a business entity, larger grocery stores, weekly markets for supplies, probably building material suppliers too. It's your practical hub. The regional roads connecting to it are generally decent because it serves that function.
Okay, so 20 minutes gets you the necessities. What about further afield? Culture, bigger cities, travel?
Well, the location is actually quite well positioned between two significant cities. You've got Ruse, about an hour away. That's a bigger city right on the Danube River, so think international connections, maybe more industry.
And the other one?
Veliko Tarnovo, also about an hour away. That's the historical old capital. Huge tourist draw, lots of culture, history, and probably a larger expat community, digital nomads, that sort of thing.
So you have options within an hour for different kinds of experiences. And international travel. Getting in and out?
Varna Airport is mentioned as being under 2 hours away.
Okay, under 2 hours to an international airport. That makes it viable for remote workers or people who need to travel back and forth regularly.
Exactly. The blend seems to be, you can have that deep rural peace and quiet, that feeling of being in your own valley. But you're not truly cut off. An hour gets you to a city, 20 minutes gets you supplies, under 2 hours gets you on a plane.
So pulling it all together. The stone walls of the house, the private well, the two separate plots, the big farm building, the connectivity. How does this connect back to the motivations mentioned? Retirees, remote workers, investors.
It speaks to different needs, but with overlapping benefits. Remote workers get a low-cost, stable base track. The well adds stability. Investors see the potential leverage, the low entry cost, the separate assets, the potential tax subsidy angles. Retirees might focus on the self-sufficiency, the garden, the peace, maybe renting out the extra spaces for income.
It caters to all of them because the assets are distinct but linked.
Precisely. It offers layers of possibility.
Okay, let's try and synthesize this then. What are the absolute core assets a buyer gets here? Just the facts.
Okay, distillation. 2 distinct land titles. First, residential, 1,500 meter or more plot, traditional 3-room house needing renovation, established garden with fruit trees, cellar. Second, commercial enterprise. 2,200 meter or more plot, massive 600 meter war farm building, plus 2 separate attached accommodation units.
Utility.
Crucially, both properties connected to mains, electricity, and water. And the second plot has the vital addition of a private well.
Right. That infrastructure feels like the bedrock for building long-term value, whichever path you take, lifestyle, business, or both.
Absolutely.
So maybe the final thought for you listening to this is something like this. Investing in this kind of place, this dual asset setup in a low-cost area, It's maybe not just about the money, the potential return. It's also an investment in resilience, in infrastructural redundancy.
Redundancy.
The private well, the thick stone walls, the separate plots for home and work. It all kind of de-risks your setup, makes your life and maybe your business more stable. It really makes you think. Beyond just the financial upside, what's the actual value of that kind of security and self-sufficiency to you? What are you really looking for when you explore something like this? Peace, a project, or just, well, a chance to live a bit closer to the land? Something to consider.
Hello, I am Ioana and I am in village Osikovo. A really beautiful, clean, rural village. One road in, one road out. Only 20 minutes away from town Popovo. And today I like present to you a nice property for sale in this village. Osikovo have only one shop, little foreigners and nice friend locals who live here. The house sitting at the end of the village have lots of barns. You will see in a minute. Is on a nice new road into the village. Have nice views around near to the farms. One of the farm in the village is here at the end. You can hear even the tractors or the combines who working up there on the hills. This is the surround which you can see around, and this is the house. And that house coming together in complete for sale with this little farm. You will see all the videos in a minute. Nice big farm with nearly 2,500 square meter land with very large space there and a well. Come to see now the house, and I will show you in a minute inside the garden. This is the view from the garden. The garden is big, nearly 2,500 square meter with beautiful view, and the house is over here. I'll show you. I'm going to see in a minute. The house been not maintained from a while. The owner just cleaned part of the garden, and the vineyard is not clean. For this I can show you well maintained only part of the garden. The rest is with fruit trees and a vineyard. Come we take a look. Now we're going to take a walk and to show you the house inside. And this is the garden. The garden is really big, nearly 2,500 square meter. No one maintained the house more of 15 years, and inside is full with junk, but it's still a nice strong house with a good opportunity for different things. You have lots of grapes over here, and the house have a little annex on the side. You'll see. I apologize for all the junk. To the little annex we go from the outside side. Here the Bulgarians been using this for outside kitchen. They have a cooker, Bulgarian wood burner too. The property have water and electric, and have 3 rooms, storage, a basement under one of the rooms, and outside a little old bathroom. This is the corridor. The house is really full with lots of junk. I am apologize, but don't have who to empty all these things at the moment. This is the one of the rooms. The floors are with vinyl. The windows are wooden one. This one look at on the side of the street. This one on the side of the garden and part of the street. I already mentioned the village is nice and quiet. If someone is searching to run away and to live nice and quiet life, maybe this can be a little project for it. This is a kitchen with old wood burner. Most of the old people when they come out, they are cooking, eating and sleeping in the same room. Here is the little sink. And this is the last room. This room have a wood floor with wooden planks. And again, I apologize for all this junk around. Usually the rooms are in a good sizes. Just need all of these things to go away. And here I have a storage which is perfect for bathroom and a toilet, but is really full. Just try to with all spider webs. And over there I have a hole for the attic space. I'll show you the garden now. Going to see the garden. The garden is big with lots of space. So level garden with fruit trees, grapes. This summer was very hot and now is not allowed anyone to burn in rubbish in the garden. And for this is this big pile of branches preparing for burning later in a year when it's not so danger and the property reach up there to the forest. The roof is without leaks at the moment, so in a good condition. Bring you to show you the little barns on the back, if it's possible we can see it, because it's very grassy. Over here I have some barn, but it's really full. This is the another building. Sorry, I can't show you all the barns because all of them are stuck with lots of wild grass and wild vineyard. From here you have access to go back to the road. Here usually the old people using this gate to bring their donkey and horsey car, and here have other little barns for chickens, piggies and sheep. And just less of 30 meters away is that farm. That can be a good opportunity for someone who like to do some farming and to create this house for himself and the animals away only 30 meters. This was from me for today from village Osikovo. Come and take a look if you wish to have your own farm at the edge of the village. Choose the right one. This is a really nice and quiet village. Come and see alone. Have a good day.